Hi everybody, Kenny Daigle, KD Cuts. Hope you're having a great day. Today at KD Cuts, we're going to have some fun with one of my favorite tools, Tandy Serpentine tool D447S. Back in 2017, I did my first video using this tool in something I call an open borders pattern, where I do a wide spacing of the tool, not the traditional spacing that you would do with this serpentine tool, and less overlap than you would have if you were doing a traditional serpentine design with this tool. If you go back and take a look at that video, I talk about how I space basically one extra tool width apart. As you can see here, the width is dependent on the pattern, what kind of belt or strap you're working with, and what kind of look that you want. The other thing I do is here I've got my old Tandy craft tool creasing tool. Guys, I've had this tool for, I want to say 40 years. It's a $5 tool. It's one of the best creasing tools you can buy out there, and there's some good reasons for it. So, first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to take a cased piece of leather. We're going to crease the edges, do our stamping, and then we're going to have a little extra fun with this technique. All right, let's crease with our trusty $5 craft tool creaser. Go back to the 2017 video. I creased with another Tandy creaser, one of the adjustable creasers, just as good. Again, this creaser is only $5. It gives you 1, 2, 3 different widths. You see that? I'm using the largest width. Okay? It's just something different, but I'm going to get to the point about this creaser's difference in a moment. So this first crease is just going to be a light crease on each side. I'm going to go ahead, put in my maker's mark now. Now I'm going to work with my 447. I've finished my tooling. If you'll notice in that last segment, just like I did back in 2017, I went back over that creased line to tie in this design. Now, at this point, you could either use a modeling tool or a speed beveler if you wanted to bevel the inside of this line. That's one particular way to play with this design. We're not going to do this today. We're going to do something a little different. But the reason that I'm using this creasing tool is because that creasing tool, when you're creasing over an edge like this, okay, it's tending to raise up, the leather is being raised on the edges, okay? It's due to the stress you're putting into the leather. We're going to go back and have some fun block dyeing on this and jazzing up this design. Now, let's have a little fun with the open borders technique with a different tool. This is one of the newer Tandy tools, 8900-13, one of their brass tools. I've got a little video on using this tool, and I'm really impressed with what Tandy has done with these brass tools. They are very high quality for a price of $20. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do an open borders design, This particular piece, I used the narrower crease line. You can see that. Okay? So let's have a little fun with this, okay? Okay, so here is our open border technique with a different style of tool. I'm going to do one more example for you before we move on to have some different kind of fun with this. While we're at it, let's do one more design with one more tool, one of my favorites. This is from Tandy, it's Craft Tool Pro line. This is their D2197. You have to find this on eBay. Don't think it's in the lineup anymore. Let me see the letters. There you go, came into focus. So, I've used the third crease width on this tool just to show you all three widths. We're going to do the same thing. Do an open border style design. Done with our third variation on open borders. Now look very carefully at the edges. One of the reasons this tool is fun to work with, it gave me a high burnish on that edge. When I go to stain this or dye this, that burnish is going to affect the uptake of whatever technique I use to color this piece. So again, one of the advantages of even using this old Tandy $5 craft tool bone folder combo, one of the best tools they've ever designed. Old school rules. Let's take a look at what we've accomplished, guys, so far, and a little bit of a correction. On these two pieces, I used the same width on the tool, what would be the middle, the in-between dimension. With the really, really small bevel, take a look at this. I did a double line. And here, again, take a look at that burnished edge. Hope you can see that. So I've used my speed beveler, and I've done one side of this one with a speed bevel in between the tooling. I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works here on the other side of this. And real easy, I'm just going to basically burnish this a little bit in between the tools. You don't have to do this if you don't want. It depends on what you're looking for, what kind of look you decide you want on this type of project. But it's pretty easy to add in a beveled, nicely burnished edge. So I hope you like that or appreciate the use of that technique. We're going to terminate here, call this part one of this open border session. I'm going to come back in part two, and I'm going to do some tooling here. I'm going to add a stitch line just like this one. I'm also going to probably use my overstitch wheel and do a faux stitch line and add some other tooling elements. We'll work on that in part 2. Hope you found this interesting. If you did, stay tuned. Hit the like button down below, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks. See you soon.